Your cat isn't being moody when it comes close to you, then suddenly walks away. It's not random, and it's not stubborn behavior. Your cat may be feeling emotionally confused. Most people see this pattern and assume their cat is unpredictable, affectionate one moment, distant the next. But what looks like inconsistency on the surface is often a quiet struggle happening inside them. Because when your cat sends mixed signals, they may be trying to understand yours, and what that confusion really means about your relationship might surprise you. You notice it in small moments. Your cat jumps onto your lap, presses close to your chest, and stays there for a while. Then suddenly, without warning, they leave. No noise, no explanation, just distance. It can feel personal, like rejection, like something changed without your permission. But that's not the most important part. Sometimes your cat pulls away because their emotions are shifting faster than they can process. Cats rely on emotional stability more than we realize. They build their sense of safety around patterns, predictable routines, familiar reactions. When those patterns feel unclear, their behavior becomes unclear too. Imagine this. One day you are calm and relaxed. You speak softly. You move slowly. Your cat feels safe in that environment. They approach you with confidence. They settle into your presence. But the next day, your energy is different. You are distracted, maybe stressed, maybe tired. Your movements become quicker. Your voice becomes sharper. Your cat notices immediately. And here's where it gets deeper. Cats are extremely sensitive to emotional signals, even the ones you don't realize you're sending. Watch your posture. They listen to your breathing. They feel the tension in your hands when you reach for them. So when your mood shifts suddenly, or cat receives mixed information, part of them wants closeness. Another part feels uncertain. That internal conflict creates emotional confusion. And confusion in a cat doesn't look like panic. It looks like hesitation. They come close, then they step back. They stay near, then they leave. Not because they stopped loving you, but because they are trying to figure out what your emotional state means for their safety. Most people miss this next one. Your cat may also act clingy and distant when your routine becomes unpredictable. Cats depend on rhythm. They measure time through repetition. Feeding times, sleeping times, moments of attention. These small routines form the structure of their emotional world. When that structure changes, even slightly, your cat feels it. Maybe you started coming home later than usual. Maybe your mornings became rushed. Maybe your evenings became quieter or busier. To you, these changes feel minor, temporary. But to your cat, they feel like signals. Signals that something in their environment is shifting. So your cat begins to adjust their behavior. They follow you more closely one day, then keep their distance the next. They test the space between you. And here's where it gets even deeper. Sometimes, emotional confusion in cats comes from love. Yes, love. When your cat feels strongly attached to you, your presence becomes emotionally important to them. Not just physically important, emotionally important. So when your behavior becomes inconsistent, even in small ways, your cat feels the tension more intensely. They want connection, but they also want certainty. They want closeness, but they also want safety. When those needs collide, confusion appears. You may notice your cat rubbing against your leg, purring softly, then suddenly darting away when you reach down to pet them. Not rejection. It is hesitation. Your cat is asking a silent question. Is this moment safe? Is this the right time? They are searching for clarity in your response. But that's not the most important part. Your cat may also act strangely when the emotional atmosphere in your home changes. Animals sense tension long before humans speak about it. They feel arguments. They feel stress. They feel sadness, even when no words are exchanged. If your household energy becomes heavy or uncertain, your cat absorbs that feeling. They may approach you for comfort, then retreat because the environment still feels unstable. They are caught between two instincts, the instinct to connect and the instinct to protect themselves. That internal tug-of-war creates unpredictable behavior. And here's the part that becomes personal. Your cat may mirror your emotional state more than you realize. When you feel anxious, your movements become restless. When you feel tired, your posture becomes slow. When you feel overwhelmed, your attention becomes scattered. Your cat reads all of these signals. They don't understand the reasons behind them, but they feel the emotional shift. So they respond in the only way they know how. They move closer when they sense calm. They step away when they sense tension. This back-and-forth behavior is not manipulation. It is emotional navigation. Most people interpret it as moodiness, but your cat is simply trying to stay balanced in an environment that feels uncertain. And here's the most powerful truth. Sometimes emotional confusion in your cat is a request for reassurance, not attention, reassurance. They want to know that the relationship is stable, that your presence is predictable, that your reactions will not change suddenly. So they test the connection. They approach, they pause, observe. They wait to see how you respond. If your voice is gentle, if your movements are calm, if your touch is patient, their body relaxes. But if the signals feel mixed, they step back again. Not out of fear, out of caution. And there is one situation where this behavior deserves your full attention. If your cat becomes suddenly more distant after a period of confusion, don't ignore it. That shift can signal emotional withdrawal, a quiet form of stress, or a feeling that their environment is no longer predictable. Cats rarely express distress loudly. They express it through distance. Less eye contact, less interaction, less curiosity. Those small changes are messages, not dramatic ones, but important ones. And here's the final realization. When your cat acts clingy one moment and distant the next, they are not being difficult. They are trying to understand how safe the relationship feels. They are reading your signals, watching your reactions, searching for emotional clarity. Because to your cat, love is not just about closeness, it is about consistency. The steady sound of your voice, the familiar rhythm of your routine, the calm energy of your presence. These are the things that turn confusion into trust. So the next time your cat comes close, then quietly walks away, pause before reacting. Look at them gently, move slowly, speak softly. Give them the one thing they are asking for, emotional certainty. Because to your cat, this behavior was never just confusion.